India wants to hold the UN climate talks in 2028. Many people think that this UN climate talks and other conferences is just hot air adding to the pollution in the world. What is your opinion? Should India be hosting these talks, or does it make sense to have these talks?
No, absolutely we should hold them. And absolutely we must talk. See, climate change is a very unique problem in the world, which cannot be sorted on a bilateral level at all. It's a multilateral issue. You polluted yesterday, I will pollute tomorrow. Okay? It'll go into the same common atmosphere. Okay? If you want me not to pollute tomorrow, the terms of engagement will have to be based on cooperation. Okay? You can't hit me on the head and say, you will not pollute. You will not develop. You will not make your energy system. I will. Okay? And the more I increase my emissions, it will go into the same atmospheric space. It's a common atmospheric space. In fact, climate change is one way that you could relearn socialism, okay? Because it is about a common atmospheric space where we are going to have to learn to live together. And the UN talks are the only forum where you do multilateral decision making. However broken the system is, it is important. Ukraine war came and all the talk about renewables went to the background, Germany is going back to building LNG stations. The US is today talking about fracking more and more, talking about more and more lands to be opened out. Of course, if Donald Trump comes, all this is history that you and I are talking about. So this is the reality. The elections that have happened in the European Union, it's good that the centrist parties have held some power, but right-wing is growing. So much protest against the EU Green Deal, so much anger against the environmental actions that are being taken. We need a forum where we can come together as nations to discuss. Yes, India should hold the talks. I think India is a very important part of the global leadership. We play an important role. We can play an even bigger role as a country which stands for countries of the South. We have challenges. We can talk about our challenges, not paper over them, and we can help the world to find a better way ahead. We can play a leadership role.
So there is wishful thinking and there is also a practical analysis. When do you think, setting aside wishful thinking, when do you think India will have the clean blue skies of Europe and rivers that are clean?
It all depends on our ability to implement our projects and to take some inconvenient decisions.
10 years, 20 years?
No, you can do it tomorrow. So when winter comes, suppose the government says that everybody has to leave their car at home. No SUV will be allowed on the road. No diesel car will be allowed on the road. But then for that, you will also argue कि मुझे बस दो, मुझे पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट दो. अगर ये कर सकते हैं, आप कल साफ कर सकते हैं दिल्ली की हवा. अगर आप गैस को वैट में ले आते हैं and you insist that all the factories around Delhi which use coal today shift to gas, you will reduce Delhi's air. But you will create an inconvenience because there are parts of India, there are states of India which are today earning from the tax that they get out of the export of gas. Are you willing to take that decision? To put VAT, to put gas under VAT? It's going to be inconvenient. You can probably compensate those states. It's Maharashtra, it's Gujarat, and it's few other states because remember, gas is taxed at the time the LNG comes into a state. It's taxed once again when it leaves the state. So there's double taxation and that goes into the state GDP. So tough decisions. But those are the decisions, and I think this government is more than capable of taking tough decisions. It's a government which has the capacity to take tough decisions. These issues have to be things that are being on their table and they are followed through on. That was my basic point. So you can get clean air in, I mean, when we brought in CNG in 2001, 2002, Delhi saw stars in 2004. That's how quick nature bounces back. I mean, think of COVID. सब कुछ दिख रहा था. Nature की जो ability है to हमारी नदियाँ साफ हो गई थी. If you look at the data of river cleaning to some extent, not completely, because, sewage was still flowing in, because, if you eat, you will excrete. If you excrete, you will have sewage. If you have sewage, you will have pollution. So that is not something that whether you're locked down or not, you will still have sewage. So both to nahi hua, but the litter was down in your rivers, big time. Your air was cleaner. So nature has an ability to bounce back. And I think the government can give you clean air, they can give you clean rivers, but it's going to take, as I said, that imagination and focus.
And ability to take inconvenient decisions.